The ship's flag whipped in the cold, briny air as Arya Stark stood on the deck, her eyes fixed on the horizon. It had been weeks since she left Westeros behind, yet the vivid memories of her homeland lingered in her mind. As she stared into the endless blue, she was filled with a mixture of hope and trepidation. The sea was vast, and her destination unknown. She was no longer a Stark of Winterfell, nor a faceless assassin. She was something in between, an identity still forming. Arya knew that her journey had just begun. And as the ship sailed further into uncharted waters, so did her soul drift deeper into the unknown. Land appeared on the horizon, a sprawling mass shrouded in mist and mystery. As the crew lowered the anchor in the unfamiliar port, Arya felt a thrill of excitement and a twinge of apprehension. This was not a land from any map she had studied, known only through whispers as the realm of the forgotten. Stepping onto the dock, she was greeted by a tall, cloaked figure, a guide sent by the local council. His voice was deep and resonant as he spoke. "Welcome to Nyaria, Lady Stark. Or should I call you No One?" Arya tensed, her hand instinctively drifting to the needle strapped to her side. She realized then that her past and present identities would always be at war, and this journey would test more than just her survival skills. Nyaria was a city of contrasts, a tapestry of ancient ruins intertwined with bustling marketplaces. Arya's guide, who introduced himself as Jaren, led her to an old library, the cornerstone of Nyarian learning. The air was thick with the scent of aged parchment and secrets long buried. Jaren explained, "This library holds the histories of empires long forgotten. You seek knowledge, and this is where you will find it." Arya ran her fingers along the spines of ancient tomes, feeling a connection to the past. As the days turned into weeks, she delved into the mysteries of Nyaria. She discovered traces of a civilization that had once thrived on magic and wisdom, only to fall to hubris and betrayal, parallels to the story of her own land that were too obvious to ignore. Arya was not the only seeker of knowledge in Nyaria. One night, as she pored over a particularly intriguing manuscript about a lost, mystical order, she sensed she was being watched. Turning swiftly, she caught sight of a shadow slinking away. The following night, she followed the shadowy figure to an underground chamber lit by flickering torches. There she discovered a clandestine group of scholars and warriors, the Order of the Silver Moon. They were the keepers of forgotten knowledge, protecting the ancient secrets from falling into the wrong hands. Arya was both awed and wary, understanding their need for secrecy, yet wary of their intentions. "We know who you are, Arya Stark," spoke the leader of the Order, an elderly woman with piercing blue eyes. "You possess a unique blend of qualities, both a seeker and a warrior. We have much to teach you, and perhaps you have much to teach us." Arya felt the weight of her dual identities, Stark and faceless, like a mantle across her shoulders. She agreed to their training, seeing it as an opportunity to blend her disparate parts into a cohesive whole. The Order taught her ancient combat techniques, mystical lore, and the complex interplay of light and shadow, increasing her skills and deepening her introspection. Months passed, and with them Arya grew in both strength and wisdom. Yet the more she learned, the more she uncovered threads leading back to Westeros. Ancient prophecies hinted at a great upheaval in her homeland, and whispers of a darkness rising from the ashes of the past. Torn between her new life in Nyaria and her lingering ties to Westeros, Arya was compelled to return. Her journey back was fraught with peril, treacherous seas, monstrous creatures, and the constant is a battle between her old and new selves. But each challenge fortified her resolve. Upon her return to Westeros, Arya was no longer the girl who had sailed away. She was a woman who had traversed the farthest corners of the world, gaining knowledge and skill far beyond what she once knew. The people of Westeros saw the changes in her eyes, a hard-won wisdom and an indomitable spirit. Arya quickly became embroiled in the complex politics of her homeland, using the knowledge and experiences from her travels to navigate the treacherous waters of alliances and betrayals.